The ingredients for this lactation oatmeal cookie recipe are 2 tablespoons milled flaxseed, 4 tablespoons of water. You mix the flaxseed and water in a small bowl and let sit for 5 minutes. 1 cup butter softened to room temperature. 1.5 cups firmly packed brown sugar. 2 eggs, room temperature. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 2 cups of flour. 3 tablespoons brewer's yeast. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1 teaspoon salt. And 3 cups rolled oats. You can add in some variations for flavor. Today I'm going to be using macadamia nuts and white chocolate chips. Hi, I'm Amanda Wilkins, the Women's Health Community Education Coordinator and a lactation consultant for Baptist Health Louisville. Today we're going to be making some lactation cookies. So the evidence on lactation cookies is more anecdotal. There's not a lot of research into lactation cookies and whether they work or not to build your milk supply. Lots of women do use them and report that they feel that this does help with their milk supply. One of the most important things about lactation cookies, though, is its extra nutrition. So calories do matter, definitely, with building breast milk, and good nutrition matters. So some of the ingredients that are added to these cookies that are a little bit special are the flaxseed and the brewer's yeast and the oats. So these are all things that have a lot of health benefits. So really, you're not going to lose if you try it out anyway. So the way we start the recipe is we are going to cream together the brown sugar and the butter. So I'm going to add those to my stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer or mix them by hand if you don't have a stand mixer. Get those started. Now that my butter and brown sugar are well mixed together, I'm going to add the eggs to the mixture. So I like to use pasture-raised, free-range eggs, and then compost my eggshells later. I'm going to mix that together and wash my hands while this is mixing. So my eggs are beaten in. I'm going to use a spatula to scrape down the sides a little bit so that all mixes in together well. Okay, and scrape down the sides. I'm going to add in my flaxseed mixture. That's been sitting for several minutes. Use my spatula to get all of that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to add in my vanilla. Once that's all added in, I'm going to make sure that that is all well mixed together. Now that that's all mixed, I'm going to start sifting together my dry ingredients. So first, I'm going to sift in my flour into a large bowl. And this part might get messy. So making cookies is a nice way to incorporate older children into your breastfeeding process. So if they can feel helpful and they can join you in doing something fun, that's always nice. So they might enjoy the breaking the eggs or sifting flour. You can also do this as a new mom present for somebody. So if you know someone that's breastfeeding, or if you have a friend or family member that's breastfeeding, you could always make them some of these lactation cookies as a gift. So I've sifted those together and I'm going to add that in with my wet mixture and combine those. And then I'm going to start my mixer out on low so I don't make a humongous dust cloud in my kitchen. So that's well mixed together. still in my stand mixer bowl. So I'm gonna take my beater off and I'm gonna mix in my oats and then my additional ingredients. So I'm gonna take this off, move this out of the way. So the oats are good in general for breastfeeding and for health. So whole rolled oats are something you can incorporate in lots of different ways in your diet, not just with lactation cookies. And I chose to add in today some macadamia nuts and some white chocolate chips just because that's fun. Macadamia chocolate or white chocolate and macadamia nut cookies are my favorite, so I'm adding a lot of them. You don't have to necessarily measure out a specific amount, but you can choose the topping that you like and kind of play around with it with the measurement of the ingredients. You can mix together a lot of different toppings. You can put in cinnamon, you could put in cranberries, whatever your favorite cookie additives are. You could also adapt it to the season. So if it's fall or Christmas, you might want to choose different toppings. Then you're going to take a rounded teaspoon, measure out by a rounded teaspoon, and drop that onto a cookie sheet. From there, once you have your cookie sheet all lined up with cookies, you're going to place it in a 350-degree oven for 12 minutes. So your cook time may vary a little bit based on your oven, but when they come out, they should be kind of crispy feeling on the outside, but a little soft when you push down. So after you've let them sit for a few minutes to cool, you can then easily pick them up with a spatula to transfer them to your plate. One of the really great things about this recipe is that all of the supplies can be obtained locally. So I did go to Rainbow Foods for the brewer's yeast. The other supplies I got at just grocery stores, Kroger, Walmart, or Target all have this other supplies that you need. Another really fun thing is that this recipe makes a ton of cookies. So I have a lot of batter left over in addition to the cookie tray that I made. So you can freeze this recipe if you take the cookies and scoop them out onto a cookie sheet, freeze them in the little mounds. Then you can transfer those individual cookies into a resealable bag, and then you can cook them one at a time as time goes on. So that's a really nice feature. And one of the most important things about these cookies is that you'll want to have enough around that you can actually get one, because your friends or family, if you have a partner that lives with you or children that live with you, they're going to be eating all of your cookies. They're really, really good. All right.